Felicitations, mate, malfactors. There we go. There we go. I can say it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to SpinebusterTV Unpacked. Thank you so much for joining us here today. My name is Conor, co-commentator for the Spinebuster TV. I am joined by the amazing, my fellow co-commentator, host of Two Street Podcast, and overall good egg, Lucy Simons. Lucy, how are you doing today?
Oh, thank you for that fantastic introduction, Conor. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. And we've got some huge announcements tonight. Spoiler alert! But we're going to unpack, hence the name, what's been going on in Spinebuster recently. Welcome everyone to the live stream. I'm very excited.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. So, how tonight is going to work? We are going to go through all the matches you'll be seeing on May the 15th at TPW Academy. It's going to be a great one. If you have any questions about tonight, about May the 15th, please pop them in the chat. We will be definitely looking over them and answering them. If you feel like you want to give support to Spinebuster TV, and if you want to see more of this, please do give a little super chat. If we do get £10 from the super chats, there may be a little surprise. We might have a little something going on. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got announcements already today. It's going to be a fantastic time. So, Lucy, shall we crack on and get straight into it?
Yes, absolutely. Let's get into it. And just want to mention quickly as well, it's only £5 entry for this Margate show that's coming up on the 15th of May. That's not a typo on the poster, guys. It really is just £5 minimum donation. You can give us more if you want. But, I mean, the calibre of the people who've already been announced, that's crazy cheap. So do get your tickets as soon as you can if you're local to Margate. I mean, even if you're not, I'm coming from Lancaster, so you don't really have an excuse. Just get yourself there. It's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, we're going to get into that tonight, and we're going to get into everything that's been going down at Spinebuster. Thank you everyone for joining. And also thank you for all the support on the live stream. It's been weird this week not having the Wednesday live stream to the debut of the episode. But hopefully this will be just as entertaining. I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, Lucy, £5 for a wrestling show. That is
unheard of.
Absolutely, it's unheard of. But best thing is, it can get even cheaper. So if you are watching this and you are coming to the Margate show on Thursday, the 15th of May, use the code Unpacked. There we go, just at the bottom there, for 25% off. So £5 can become even less. If you do also choose to get the ringside photos with Medusa Complex as well, that will be even cheaper than that. So all in all, great deals for everyone there. So use the code Unpacked for 25% off when you come to the May the 15th show at TPW Academy. Also, we just want to give a massive shout out to the Fan Pro Wrestling Academy there, based in Margate, based in Kent. Wonderful school, wonderful group of students and teachers there. If you're local to the Kent area, please go on and do see them there as well and help further support independent professional wrestling. But with that sentimentality done, let's get into some recaps. Let us talk about why we are here. Let's talk about the grind. So, in case you have missed it, let's catch you up on the grind and what's happened over these last 16 weeks. So, for the last 16 weeks, competitors have been aiming to achieve 3 different medallions. There is the Spartan Medallion, a one-on-one contest with no time limit, a straight-on battle affair. There was the Kronos Medallion, any time limit match, Iron Person, anything like that. And then there is the Cerberus medallion, a multi-person, whether it's Battle Royal, whether it's Rumble, all three need to be collected before achieving a shot at that beautiful Underground Championship. And that was, Lucy, I don't know about you, for the last 16 weeks, just having the joy to call all of those different matches. So many strong matches.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a real joy, and I love that this concept is very unique. And I feel like that's I think that that's what's made it so unique is this it's like a tournament, but it's also not a tournament. So you're collecting all these different medallions in it. They're all got unique skill sets to collect each one. And that is challenging for a lot of wrestlers. See, a lot of wrestlers, we talked about this on commentary, maybe haven't even been in a time limit match before. So you have to change your tactics completely. And watching the wrestlers adapt to that and really rise to the challenge. Also watching, I mean, this is going to sound a bit sadistic, but watching them also, you know, they've worked so hard and then they lose one match, they lose all the medallions. It's awful. But it's so, from a fan's point of view, it's very dramatic and it's very fun to watch that. And it's been great, and the quality of matches has been insane as well. I feel very lucky to have been able to call this action. And also, it's crazy that it's been on YouTube for free. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. It is the phrase you hear it in wrestling all the time about wins and losses mattering, about how important each one is. And this concept, the grind itself, is all about that. Wins and losses truly do matter within this concept. And to be able to call the action alongside you, which has been an absolute privilege and pleasure, and alongside Jetta as well. And we've had a few guest commentators as well. We've had Nina Samuels, we've had Shah Samuels on the desk as well. So it's been an absolutely great time. And that all culminated in the championship match between Joseph Connors, Millie McKenzie, and Jay Joshua in a triple threat match where all of them achieved their medallions and all of them attempted to gain the Underground Championship. And Lucy, there were some big stakes, some big egos going into this match.
Oh yeah, but to say the very least, I mean, how hard they worked to get to this point, but also like Joseph Connors and everything, oh, dare I get into it, Riley Nova, etc. I mean, this match was full of drama from the start. One of the very best matches I've ever seen, let alone been able to commentate on.
I mean, there he is. There he is. Yes.
Always having his presence felt.
Riley Nova being that kind of ace for Joseph Connors, bred for better, a unit. But obviously we saw Rio and Chantel Jordan, who have had their own issues with bred for better. Chantel and Rio removing Riley Nova from the equation there. And for a short amount of time, it was truly an even playing field. And when Jay Joshua hit that pile driver, I honestly thought that was it. But crucifix pin, 1, 2, 3, Joseph Connors, your inaugural Underground champion.
I mean, listen, yes, it's well deserved. I mean, Joseph Connors, he really is one of the very best, whether you love him or hate him or however he captured that championship. It was even playing field at the end, and he was just there in the right place at the right time. What a brilliant match. I loved watching that one back, and a very fitting first championship match for the grind. I mean, that really, it summarised it all, didn't it, perfectly? 3 of the very best, an incredible match. It just sums the whole thing up.
And we talked, you and I, Lucy, have talked about Joseph Connors, how influential he's been in the British wrestling scene, how we both saw him even previously to the grind, and how much of a legend he actually is, and how influential he is. But obviously we're saying this, he would be the first one to say this about himself. And we can cut to his remarks after winning the Underground Championship in that title match.
How many times do I tell you what is going to happen, and how many times did they come true? They came true for the right man, the right person, and most importantly, the right champion. Spinebuster TV, Spinebuster roster, YouTube idiots, Joseph Connors is your first, and your forever underground champion. Riley Nova, I told you we'd do it because we are bred for better.
Modest in victory, Joseph Connors.
Forever champion. Now that's a bold statement, isn't it?
That is a very, very bold statement. Whether it's an accurate one, though, that is going to be the question, because we can confirm the very first announcement here on Spinebuster TV Unpacked is that Joseph Connors will be appearing on May the 15th at Spinebuster Underground Live. He will be making his presence known. He will be holding that championship belt. You will be able to see the champion in person. And he will be looking at this upcoming match, which is a very, very particularly interesting one, because this triple threat match has two contenders currently on 2 medallions. And one more will be able to give them a shot. Tyler Owens, Angel Hayes, and Bradford Better's Riley Nova looking to play spoiler there. Tyler Owens and Angel Hayes currently on 2 medallions. Lucy, for Tyler and Angel, this is a very, very big match.
I mean, yeah, it's all on the line, isn't it? Tyler, he's been stuck on 2 for a while. He needs to get that gold. He's been in a few multi-person matches and not been able to pick it up. But he's come so close to winning. That's the thing. That's probably the most frustrating part for him. But luckily for him, he's not been pinned or submitted in those matches. So that means he's kept these 2 medallions. And yeah, this triple threat, what a huge opportunity for him to pick that up and secure himself a title shot. But on the other hand, yeah, exactly the same with Angel Hayes. She has 2, and she knows what it's like to lose 2 as well. She's been there. She's been in this position before and nearly lost and lost them, nearly getting that championship match, but not securing it. So she doesn't want that to happen again. I think that's going to spur her on to be even more determined.
As you alluded to, Lucy, if you are pinned in the grind, you lose all of your medallions. And you can see how frustrating that is on the face of Angel Hayes right there. You can just see when her heart's broken the first time round, she lost those medallions. However, part of the grind is you go back to square one and you rebuild, you fight and you fight and you fight until you get back to that status. And you can see here when she was taking on Madison Marley, the frustration, the anger of Angel Hayes with that wicked neckbreaker, center of the ring, nothing Madison Marley could do there, with Angel Hayes looking to rebuild that medallion collection. And the confidence of Hayes was rebuilding and rebuilding to get back to that second. And she had a very, very tough battle, Lucy, against Harley Hudson there, but ultimately gained the win to get back to 2 medallions.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to say this was one of my favourite matches in the grind. It was so funny the way that Angel Hayes was all business. She was like, "Now we're not messing around. Harley Hudson, you need to take this seriously." And Harley was having a laugh. She was having a good time. It was hilarious. I loved it. But then when it really got down to it, Angel Hayes was the one who got the job done. Yeah, absolutely excellent match. And she's worked really hard to get to this point. So yeah, I think she's going to bring absolutely everything to this triple threat in Margate.
Absolutely. So you've got one competitor who has not been pinned or submitted, meaning that he's still got 2 medallions. You've got another competitor in Angel Hayes who has essentially started close to the top, had to go back down to the bottom, and then regain herself back with so much frustration and so much determination. And then you've got someone who is wanting to play spoiler. And that person is Bradford Better's Riley Nova. Riley Nova, as we can see here, Lucy, has been the shadow of Joseph Connors throughout the entirety of the grind.
Yeah, he has. I mean, anywhere that Joseph Connors has been, Riley Nova has been there, like his little shadow, like a little dog following him around. That's a bit insulting. I hope he's not watching this. But yeah, he's going to want to make sure that the other 2 can't get their hands on Joseph Connors. So that's kind of his stake in this. But listen, I know that there's a certain way to do things in the grind. You know, we work our way up. But in any other sort of situation, I'd like to think that Joseph Connors probably owes Riley Nova a title shot for all he's done to help him along the way. But, you know, that's not how things work here, and that's totally fine. But I think Joseph Connors should consider at least thanking Riley Nova for everything he's done.
That is a very, very interesting prospect here. But I would imagine Riley Nova has been given certain instructions from Joseph Connors. So, as mentioned, if you are pinned or submitted, you lose all your medallions. So Riley has to win this for Joseph Connors, and he has to pin either Tyler Owens or Angel Hayes to ensure that neither of them advance to 3 medallions and at least one of them loses all of their medallions. So to say that there isn't a lot on the line for Riley Nova would be untrue, because it would be another medallion for himself, and also for gratitude of his mentor, Joseph Connors.
Yeah, 100%. But also, like, how difficult is it going to be to pin Tyler Owens? Because we've already mentioned he's never been pinned or submitted in Spinebuster, so he knows what it takes to avoid that. But I think Riley Nova's maybe going to be gunning for him, because I think he recognises how much of a threat he is.
And with that, we can safely say that our first proper match we can announce for Spinebuster TV in Underground in Margate is the triple threat match between Tyler Owens, Angel Hayes, and Riley Nova. If you are in the chat, please do let us know who you would want to win between Tyler Owens, Angel Hayes, and Riley Nova. Please do send us a chat, get involved, get engaged. We will definitely shout you out.
Let us know your predictions.
Let us know, because it's going to be a really, really interesting one. And this could be the match to determine the very first opponent for your very first Underground champion, Joseph Connors. So a very, very interesting match coming into it. What promises to be equally as exciting is, I believe, a first time ever matchup. And this is the thing that I love about Spinebuster TV cards. You take 2 teams who have never faced each other and you put them together, and you see what happens. Before we go on to that, though, I would imagine Joseph Connors did have one word to say before going into this match. Let us see what our champion says about this upcoming triple threat.
May the 15th, Spinebuster comes to Margate. And on that night, there's going to be a triple threat match for the opportunity to face me, Joseph Connors, for this beautiful Underground Championship. Now, in that match is Tyler Owens, Angel Hayes, and my boy, Riley Nova. Now, Angel, Tyler, congratulations. You've got yourselves 2 shiny medallions, but you don't have this. And unfortunately, you never will. Because we're going to do what we always do, aren't we, Riley? Bred for better. Thursday, May the 15th, Spinebuster, bred for better, will reign supreme.
Strong words there from Joseph Connors. And thank you so much, everyone, for putting in your predictions to see who will win there. We can see that there's already some very, very... Here, either Tyler or Angel will be an interesting matchup for Connors. Lucy, I think that would definitely be an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely. Both of those opponents. You know, I've already said I want to see Riley Nova versus Joseph Connors, but you know, he's starting from 0 medallions, so he'll have to work his way there. But yeah, absolutely. Also, I'm seeing a lot of strong support for Angel Hayes in the chat. Owen and Dennis both saying go Angel Hayes. I can see my boy Louis in the chat. Shout out to Louis. He did say from the start that Joseph Connors was going to win the whole thing, and he was right. So Louis, you know, you're an expert. Your prediction was right. So, and he's a big bred for better fan. Turns out they exist.
Hashtag bread for better, indeed. There's some bread for better heads coming into the chat. Fair enough. I mean, like, listen, Riley Nova and Joseph Connors are fantastic wrestlers. It's hard. It's very, very hard not to support them, but they do occasionally make it very easy for you not to support them with their actions.
It's hard to dispute how talented they are, but it's easy to see that. Well, I'm gonna just stop myself from swearing on the live stream. Just gonna stop myself there.
We're not even post Watershed, Lucy.
I know.
Come on now. We need to save that for Spinebuster TV Unpacked After Dark. Whenever that card comes around. So we'll need to save that for then. But I do definitely understand what you mean there. So we'll see if there's any Conor chicanery. We'll see if Riley Nova can do it for Breath of Better, or if Angel or Tyler will finally get their final medallion needed for a shot at the Underground Championship. Now, I alluded to two teams never facing each other before and finally coming to a head. Lucy, I don't know about you, but I feel as though that Rising Tide, Shane Hook and Leon Cage versus Medusa Complex, Billy McKenzie and Charlie Evans, this is going to be a sleeper. I'm honestly so excited for this. To say actually it's a sleeper would be a lie for me. I think this is going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Connor. This is going to be a proper banger, as we say in the north. So yeah, this is worth the £5 alone. This is worth more than £5. This is worth
£5, but it can
£100.
be even. It could be, but again, as mentioned, you can get it for even less. You can get it for even less as well.
Use our discount code.
Unpacked. Yeah, use the discount code Unpacked in case you are joining late. You can get 25% off your ticket when you order from the Spinebuster TV Big Cartel and use Unpacked for there. This not only gets you 25% off your Margate ticket, but it also shows that you are enjoying what we're saying. And as someone who needs admiration and applause from everyone that he meets, that will do me marvelously. So thank you very much as well for engaging. And if you would like that discount, please use Unpacked. That I mean, absolutely, Old Librarian, 100%.
Yeah, I can just sense that it's going to be a bit of a nightmare to commentate on because of how fast paced it's going to be. Also, the referee. I don't envy referees in tag team matches. How they don't have eyes in the back of the head. How are they going to keep track of all the action? I'm sure this is going to be really fast paced and excellent match. I'm very excited.
And this will be Medusa Complex's first time tagging within the grind itself. We have seen them before going up against Sunshine Machine previously. But in terms of the grind, in terms with a medallion on the line, as mentioned below, two top tag teams going at it there, 100%. In fact, Lucy, I'm probably going to put you on the spot for the first time tonight. Who have you got between Medusa Complex and Rising Tide?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to go with Medusa Complex. Just off the top of my head, I've not really thought this through fully, so I might change my mind. But, just instinctively, I think because, they've got the experience advantage. Medusa Complex, they're such a well-known team. They've wrestled around the world. And that's not to take anything at all away from Rising Tide, but I just think that Medusa Complex have an edge over them just due to the extra years that they've got on them. And... extra experience in tag team matches because, we know how unpredictable they can be. I think Medusa Complex are a very well-oiled machine.
Absolutely. If anyone in the audience is looking for any good matches from the grind involving any of our competitors here, I would definitely recommend Charlie Evans versus Aaliyah James. One of the first matches that we had on the grind here, which was a fantastic match. Obviously, Millie McKenzie has had so many good matches here in the grind. One of her opponents we will be talking about in just a minute. Her previous opponents we'll be talking about in just a minute. And I cannot recommend the EM0 Rising Tide match from a couple of episodes back.
Crazy.
Legitimately one of the best tag team matches I think I've seen. And to commentate that live, was just incredible. So if you are looking for some Spinebuster TV Underground recommendations, feel free to flip through the archive and take a look at that and get prepped for Rising Tide versus Medusa Complex, taking place on May the 15th. And now another match. And Lucy, this this one between Jay Joshua, sicker than your average, of course, part of that triple threat, versus Brett Santex. Lucy, this one is going to be an absolute... Like, I'm vegetarian, but there's going to be a hell of a lot of protein happening in this match.
Oh, yeah, same. But this is big meaty men slapping meat, to steal a phrase from Big E. Yeah, this is going to be a brilliant one. I hard hitting, to say the least. Like, that's how can you sum it up the most succinctly? Just a hard hitting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shall we take a look at some of the highlights from both these men, just so we can get the audience up to speed of what they can both do? We'll start with Brett Santex. We can see Nathan Angel, the most handsome face in wrestling, Tyler Owens and Johnny Wildman powerbombing Brett Santex, and we thought that was done. We thought it was a triple threat match. They closed the shutters. We thought Brett, that was it
out
for
of it.
him. He was out of it. But the monster, the absolute beast that he is, opening that shutter, like the absolute strength and rage of this man. And safe to say, he wasn't pleased with any of them coming back into that ring. And I mean, poor Nathan, stalling suplex, and at least it wasn't the face. That's the most important thing. But Lucy, like, Brett Santex with an immediate strong debut.
Yeah, I mean, considering this was the first time we saw him, what a huge impact he made immediately in Spinebuster. I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. This was, it was just out of this world. Yeah, he is just fearful. I wouldn't want to be opposite the ring. I'm a bit scared being in the same room as him, to be honest, let alone across the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, we were having a look at that match with Millie McKenzie, and that was another absolute banger.
Millie McKenzie, this was her match to obtain her third and final medallion, and it was quite the challenge to go up against Brett Santex. Obviously, Brett himself, not just a powerhouse wrestler, experienced in deathmatch wrestling, and there is a certain caliber of wrestler who actively enjoys deathmatch wrestling. So when you go up against them, you're going in, for a fight, potentially for your life. And Millie, credit to her, managed to defeat Brett and get onto that Underground title match. But it was a very, very close one between those two.
Yeah, I mean, he really put her through the ringer. Despite coming up on the losing end of that one, Brett Santex looked incredibly strong in it. But speaking of Millie McKenzie, who's Brett Samtex's opponent, someone who Millie faced in that triple threat for the Spinebuster Underground Championship, Jay Joshua. I mean, I'm so excited to see how this is going to play out. You can clearly see here just how strong Jay Joshua is. He makes moves like this look ridiculously easy. How's he going to come up against Brett Santex?
God, that Adam, every single time I see that Adam Bolt clothesline, I just shudder. I absolutely shudder every time
Turned
I see
him
that.
inside out, literally. And also the Iron Person match between Jay Joshua and Chantel Jordan. I mean, that is just one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. I think, to be honest, it's my favourite Iron Person match that I've seen in any company, not just indie wrestling, not just Spinebuster, but I think any I've ever seen. If you've not seen that one, if you're watching this, you've not seen it, you have to go back and watch it. If I can make one recommendation, it'll be that match. I can't remember exactly what episode it is, but go watch it because that was incredible. So clearly, Jay Joshua, he's shown multiple times that he's tough, he's resilient. But I don't know, is he going to be able to come up against Brett Santex?
That's going to be a question. That's going to be a question. And for all of our faithful listeners and watchers here, feel free to put down in terms of Brett Santex and Jay Joshua. We want to hear from you in terms of who you think will come out on top between these two absolute behemoths. Like, honestly, I think this match is going to be all the hard-hitting stuff that you want. Like, you'll have a chaotic and fun triple threat match. You're going to have an absolutely intense tag team match. And if you are looking for something which is a little bit more on the physical violent side of things, then Brett Semtex and Jay Joshua will be for you. So let us know who you think will come out on top between these two. And yeah, it's going to be an absolutely ferocious one. Speaking of,
sorry,
go
I was
ahead.
just
Go ahead.
I just thought that as well, Jay Joshua is also, we talk about how strong he is, but he's also really athletic and really fast as well. So that's going to come into play in this as well. And also you mentioned like Brett Semtex and his deathmatch background. He's very violent. So although, you know, two powerhouses, but they're also very different, how's that going to mesh inside the ring? They're going to have to tap into the different skill sets to get one up over the other. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, and just to support your match recommendation, Lucy, we have got a comment from one of our most faithful watchers and listeners, the Old Librarian, who has let us know what episode it is. It was episode 11 for the Iron Person match.
Thank you. You've got us.
You've got us, bud. Thank you so much for that. And yes, I have watched that match several times as well. And whenever we do a Spinebuster TV Match of the Year award ceremony where I get to dress up in a tux and a nice hat that we get to present, I would want that match to be considered as part of the voting. Would I embezzle the votes for it? Maybe. I can't say that on film. Maybe I will. But honestly, if you are looking for a match to check out, episode 11, the Iron Person match, it's a thing of beauty. And that's also giving credit to Chantel Jordan as well. One of the best wrestlers out there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a banger. Hey, what we saying? Spinebuster Hall of Fame? Red carpet?
I would say red carpet, champagne, some Prosecco, or one of that, you know, the fancy schlur if you don't want to have a tipple. I don't know if this man would enjoy schlur. I do know he would enjoy a pint, though. Shah Samuels has been a part of the grind for quite a while, and he has gotten himself involved in many a match with his. Do we want to say mentee, unwanted pupil? How would we describe him?
I don't know, like unwanted stepson. Annoying little brother, something like that. I don't really know.
This is Joey Slade, of course, we're talking about. You can see how happy he is when Shah Samuels took on Ted Sabin, which was, again, such a great match between these two. Sabin was being pinned, and we could see that Sabin's foot was on the ropes, but cheeky Joey Slade pushing the foot off the ropes, and that was a win for the East End Butcher, Shah Samuels. And you can see that Shah not knowing about it at all, and that's a victory for Shah right there. And
Conor, you don't need to explain this because you explained it at the time on commentary so loudly that Shah Samuels heard you, and you ruined the whole thing.
And I really we're
gonna watch that one back. Yes, roll the clip.
But I don't think Samuels will be happy with this victory at all.
Come on, let's go back.
Did you know you want Ted Sabin's foot was on the ropes? Yeah, it was on the ropes, and then Slade, Joey Cove came down and yeah.
Oh.
What are you doing? Such a hate record.
Who did you pay to clip this? This is.
Well,
I mean,
listen, it's an iconic moment. I think that it all could have been really nice and peaceful, but you know, Sha Samuels was in the wrong place at the right place at the right time, depending on who you ask. Just to perfectly hear you say that, and yeah, he wasn't best pleased about it. They could have been a nice, happy family at this point, but you know, Joey Slade, he reaped what he sowed, didn't he? So it's unfair of me to blame you. It's Joey Slade's fault.
You know what they say: snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Joey Slade or Sha Samuels since that point, but we will be seeing Sha Samuels though at the 15th of May show. In fact, we have got a little promo from Sha saying that he will be here, and we'll see what Mr. Samuels, the East End Butcher, has to say.
Oi, oi, Spinebuster media, good to hear from you. Good to see you again. I've got to get something off my chest. I understand on May 15th we're having a show, right? And I don't have an opponent. And I need to prove myself. Because the last time I was in a singles match, that little mug Joey got involved in my business. And yeah, I don't know if I could have beaten Ted Saban because he pushed his foot off the ropes. So I need to prove myself. So on May 15th, I don't care if you're the biggest. I don't care if you're the fastest. I don't care if you're the youngest. You're the most prospects, this, that, and the other, the most experienced. I don't care. I'm throwing out an open challenge to any monk. And I'll see you May 15th. East!
So, I mean, like, I can rule myself out of taking on Sha Samuels.
You're joking?
Hope he, you know, I would die. Lucy, I would go off this mortal coil if I ever face Sha Samuels. But there are people who would be willing to take on Sha Samuels, and this is an opportunity for someone to go up against a British wrestling legend, someone who has been around for such a long time, has done so much within that time, and has wrestled longer than many wrestlers today have been on the circuit and who have been alive.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, literally longer than some of them have been alive. I think he recently celebrated his 20-year anniversary in wrestling. It's crazy.
So in your mind then, Lucy, is there anyone who you think would be taking on Sha Samuels? Is there any immediate names that spring to mind for you?
I don't know. No, to be honest. You know, you put me on the spot. No.
I put you on the spot, and I'm so sorry about that.
You know what? No, I mean, I will save this by saying, let us know in the chat who you think Sha Samuels. My answer is open challenge, because I mean, you'd have to have some serious balls to do that, wouldn't you? And there's many people on the roster who probably do have the balls to do. You know, like Joey Slade, he recognizes the knowledge of Sha Samuels, and that's why he's so keen to get his advice, get his feedback, for them to be there for each other's matches, etc. I mean, this is someone else's opportunity to do that. Yeah, they might be on the hand of a beating, but how much valuable experience are you going to gain from that? Definitely a lot. But, you know, also, speaking of having balls, like Sha Samuels putting out this open challenge, that's very confident. That's a very confident move, because literally anyone could answer that. He can't prepare, and he wants to prove that he doesn't need any help to beat any opponent. This is a very confident thing to do by Sha Samuels. Who knows who's going to answer that open challenge? Who do you think it's going to be?
I mean, if we take a look at who's already participated, I mean, like, you have mentioned a very, very good point. This could be a complete mystery. This could be a total and utter newcomer to the grind, which has that, you know, kind of like mystery. It has that X factor to it, which I think is very, very tangible. If we take a look at who's been within the grind, obviously Ted Saban would probably want his win back. And Ted Saban,
that's a great point,
is an absolute terrier of a human being. I think with Ted,
perfect metaphor. I've got a terrier. Trust me. I know. Exactly the same vibes and energy. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, if we look back at the Cerberus Rumble, that sudden death Rumble, which was won by Shane Hook, we did see that Brad Matthews was, well, you know, kind of involved within the Joey Slade, Shah Samuels affair. He did eliminate Joey Slade and was then in turn eliminated by Shah. So, I mean, you know, I've got my issues with Brad Matthews, and if I know Brad, then that wouldn't be surprising if we maybe see him involved in some sort of way. And then you've obviously got all of these newcomers who were part of the grind and who were part of a rumble. So like Billy John Langers, Johnny Wildman, Ray Conor, all of those people had such a fantastic first impression on it. And maybe maybe it would be great to see Nathan Angel again, just for, unrelated reasons,
Yeah, I'm sure you just think that'll be a great match, and that's the only reason you said that.
That is, Lucy, on my journalistic and commentary integrity, that is the only reason why I say that. And not just because he's a very handsome man. All right, those are two. I can separate those two things.
Sure. I mean, speaking of a great match, well, you mentioned Brad Matthews. It jogged my memory, made me think of about Oscar Proskauer.
Oh, Oscar.
He won
yes,
the first Rumble that we did. He's awesome. Love him. Meant to be unbiased, but I love him.
I love him too, and we hope he comes back fairly soon as well. Obviously, still recovering from that injury from Brad Matthews too. So
that'd be a great way to bounce back. Maybe answers this open challenge. I mean, I don't want to see him get killed by Shah Samuels, but he's proven that he can be an underdog. So
absolutely. So obviously, we've got an open challenge. We've got a tag team match. We've got a absolute hoss fight. We've got a triple threat. And out of all of those, this match I am most intrigued by. I am very, very intrigued by this match, because the final match that we can announce for the Spinebuster Underground 15th of May taping is the Duchess, still looking for her first win, going up against Dani frickin' Luna. Lucy.
Wow.
I honestly, when this is announced, I was speechless. I have not had the luxury to see a Dani Luna match in quite some time, because she's off being one of the best professional wrestlers, regardless of gender, just period. Professional wrestler, like TNA, DPW, Riot Cabaret, everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And for the Duchess to take on Dani Luna on this occasion for Spinebuster Underground the 15th of May, like I don't know what I would be thinking if I was in her position.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge announcement, and we're so excited to exclusively reveal that tonight. But if this isn't going to convince you to buy a ticket, I don't know what will. This is going to be... It's a huge match, because we've seen the Duchess multiple times come up so close to defeating some of the very best in wrestling as a whole, right? She's come up so close, but she's on a losing streak. Yes, Dani Luna from TNA.
Yes. TNA's Dani Luna, DPW's Dani Luna,
yes.
Riot Cabaret style, like her. Yes.
That Dani Luna, that person. Yes, she will be wrestling on Thursday, the 15th of May in Margate for Spinebuster Underground Live. That's right. Yeah, I know. But against the Duchess, who, like I said, she's come up so close. This could be her chance to finally pick up that win, but it's a huge challenge. It's such a huge challenge for the Duchess. And I know how much heart she's got. I've witnessed it firsthand. She is one hell of a fighter. And look, she earned the respect of all of her opponents. And that definitely stands for something. You see the match with Harley Hudson, Chantel Jordan just before. This is another chance for her to prove herself. But ultimately, a victory speaks the loudest, doesn't it? Or Rio as well. Some incredible matches that she's put on, and she's been earning these opportunities. But she's got to be looking for a win.
100%. 100%. I think it's interesting, as you've mentioned, the Duchess has taken on some of the best. So Chantel Jordan, Rio, Harley Hudson, Harry Milligan as well. Like, these aren't easy opponents to face,
Yeah.
but she's given it 100% each time.
Mm-hmm.
Dani Luna is one of the best as well. And I think what's going to be interesting with the Duchess is going to be seeing if she's taken everything that she's learned from all of those opponents, because all of those opponents have provided experience for her. And obviously with the grind, it's such a close combat scenario. It's just you and your opponent, and that's it. But when there's a crowd, when there's energy
that's so true.
behind you, anything can happen. Anything can happen. We have seen, sports results and surprises that we thought we would never see. Like, did anyone believe Nottingham Forest would be up in like the third place in the Premier League? Probably not. Did people think Plymouth would knock out Liverpool in the FA Cup? Probably not. It just shows
Don't remind me about
that. Sorry to mention that to you, Lucy. But what I'm saying is anything can happen. So
100%.
It's cliche to say, but yeah.
Yeah, that's such a great point, and I've not actually thought about that until you said. But we do this underground. It's behind closed doors, right? We don't have a crowd. Clearly, you can see from the tape-ins. It's quiet. It's different to like like your average wrestling show with the fans. And I talk about it in most of the other places where I do commentary. I talk about it all the time on commentary. Oh, they're gonna have to feed off the fans. The fans are boosting them forward, and that is going to be a factor in this match for the first time in the underground. So if the Duchess can tap into that, who knows what could be possible. And exactly, this is your chance. Old librarian there. Let's see if Duchess has been fired up by Rio's words after their last match. Yeah, exactly. Things like that will be spurring her forward. But yeah, if you've been watching us on YouTube and you want to see it in person, you want to be part of that live crowd, you got to get your ticket.
And just to say, kind of with all of these matches, these are matches you can enter. You can come and see this wrestling event Thursday, the 15th of May at the TPW Academy in Margate. All you need to pay minimum is £5 to see that, which is an absolutely stonking deal. And like I said, you don't even need to pay £5 for it. For the final time today, in terms of joining us, we will be wrapping up fairly soon. But before you go, we will be saying one more plug for the Unpacked discount code. So please do use that for 25% off. That doesn't just apply for the £5. If you want to pay £10 for the ring photo or photo with Medusa Complex, that applies to it as well. And it also applies for any other card donations as well. So please use this for any tickets going forward. We would love to see you there, and we would love you to be there and help support like fantastic professional wrestling like this, because Lucy, I know you've commentated so many fantastic shows with your fantastic commentary as well, and we know how important it is, particularly in this kind of like climate, to keep fantastic professional wrestling alive and well in this situation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the UK scene, it's really thriving right now, and I feel like Spinebuster is let's say the backbone of that. That's a good pun, isn't it? Some of the best up and coming talent. I know, I'm quite happy with myself for that one. It's the best up and coming talent, but also like the best established talent. It's a mix of both. You get matches that you've never seen before. You see, wrestlers who you've maybe seen up and coming throughout the years, throughout Brit Wrestling, who have now made it big, like Dani Luna, for example, in TNA, and she's going to be wrestling in Margate for Spinebuster. So yeah, we really can't thank you all enough for all your existing support, but yeah, do come along. There's nothing like a live wrestling show, is there? There's something so very special about the energy of a live crowd and being there up close. And we're talking about current stars, you get to see the stars of tomorrow right in front of you. And when, in 10 years' time, when one of them makes it big in one of the big companies over in the US or wherever, you can say, I was there, I saw them wrestle.
Absolutely, 100%. And if you want to see that live, please come down to Margate, come down to the TPW Academy. Again, thank you so much to Fanet Pro Wrestling Academy for housing us. Really, really fantastic group of people down there. And yes, for the final plug of today, please come down and see us on May the 15th at the Fanet Pro Wrestling Academy in Margate. Tickets from £5. And there It is. Please do also follow Spinebuster on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. If you haven't already done so as well, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. I can also exclusively say that next week we'll be dropping a video. Spinebuster will be dropping the video of the No Limits Championship match between Millie McKenzie and Madison Marley, which was a fantastic, fantastic match. So that will be happening next week. And we will be back in 2 weeks' time as well, hopefully, to drop some more announcements for something like this as well. Lucy, would you like to do a quick plug for your socials as well, where people can follow your work and such?
Oh, sure, yeah. If you can find me on, if you want to see like tweets, that's not a thing anymore, is it? They're not called that. On X, it's Lucy Sim Wright. And it's also the same on Blue Sky. And then my Facebook page is Lucy Simons Pro Wrestling Journalist. You can catch up with all the stuff I'm getting up to on there.
Lucy is a fantastic commentator. I can't have enough compliments for Lucy. One of the fastest rising voices in pro wrestling today. So please do give her a like. I'm on Instagram somewhere. I sometimes dress in drag and do comedy and do wrestling commentary. Feel free to find me there on somewhere as well. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back very soon with more announcements. Thank you for joining us here on Unpacked, the very, very first Unpacked show. And remember to get your tickets for the show on May the 15th. We will see you all very soon. Take care, everyone.